Shalom Aleichem, it's Ya'kov Shepard here from KingDavid's.com, and we are in Parashat Chayei, very, very important parasha with very, very important subjects for the recent time, what we're dealing with, the whole war that is going on, the relationship between Am Israel and the Arabs, specifically with the Palestinians. But instead of focusing on the war this week, I decided to take an article of the Zohar of Chayei that speaks about the revelation of Hashem in the end of time, the time that we hope that we are in before the revelation of Mashiach. And the Zohar brings the pasuk in Tehillim, מזמור שירו להשם שיר חדש כי נפלאות עשה, הושיע לו ימינו וזרוע קדשו. So the literal translation, Tehillim 98, in the first pasuk. So the really literal translation of this pasuk is that sing to Hashem a new song because he did wonders, and the salvation, his salvation, came through his right hand, which is his holy hand. So I'm skipping the introduction of that, and then the Zohar says, what does it mean, Niflaot Asa? Hashem did wonders. There is a new song of future to come, because Hashem did wonders. What is those wonders? Says the Zohar. And the Zohar says that the explanation of the wonders is in the continuation, that his salvation came through his right arm, which is his holy arm. So what is the salvation? Says the Zohar. So he says, the salvation of Hashem that comes through his right hand is the salvation of that level of this Sphira that is in charge of saying the new song. And what is that level? Simply is the Malchut, which is the Shekhinah, which is the gathering of the souls of the Jewish people. And we know that there is right arm and left arm, which is the Chesed and the Gvura. And we see that the salvation of the Malchut, which is Am Israel, is coming specifically through the right arm, which is the Chesed. And then the Zohar says something very interesting that is very important for everybody, but specifically this time that there's so many funerals, unfortunately, or maybe I shouldn't say unfortunately, this is the will of Hashem. There is many funerals, many people that passed away in this recent time. So the Zohar says that the time of the salvation is Bezimna de Kumun Matei Alma with Arun Me'afar, the time of the resurrection of all the people that passed away. And that the Tchiyat HaMetim, the resurrection of the dead, that is something new that was never happened. And this is what is mentioned in the beginning of the pasuk, Shiru Hashem Shir Chadash, something new that never happened. Okay, the introduction that I skipped, Zohar says that there's nothing new under the sun, right? And Chadash Tachat HaShemesh, what is the something new that happens in the future, in the salvation time, the resurrection of the dead? And then the Zohar continues, and Rabbi Yossi Amar, Bezimna David Kut Shabrichu Nukmin Be'alma Beginei Israel. This is the time that Hashem is doing the vengeance and the war and fighting, doing the revenge of the people that was pressing and killing Am Yisrael. Kedin itamer shirata. And in that time that Hashem will bring this revenge, that will be the time of the singing of the future to come. So we see that it is connected. The salvation of Hashem, that is the right arm, the chesed, comes with the revenge, which we understand that revenge, wars, is connected with the gvura, with the left arm. So it's a little bit strange that the Zohar is making the connection between the wars and the revenge of Hashem in those that were killing Am Yisrael in the right arm. And also it is connected with the Tchiyat HaMetim, the resurrection of the dead, which is something that the simple understanding of the process of the salvation is that the resurrection of the dead that is coming in a later stage. But the Zohar here says that the completion of the process after the revenge is the resurrection of the dead. And we need to understand why. So Hashem, I'm going to explain that. And it says that Lo lehavi garim muta be'alma lekula. Ista'av alma v'chashich pui. Meaning the death, the whole essence of death is connected with the impurity. This is the power of the snake. It's connected with the sin of Adam HaRishon. You know that the whole connection that we have to death is because of the sin of Adam HaRishon. That was the curse of Hashem to Adam. And the tikkun of the sin of Adam HaRishon is bringing us to the point that we can eat again from the tree of life, that is the eternal life, which is basically saying that the death is living. There's no connection between humans and death anymore after the time of the salvation. So this is the connection with the resurrection of the death, that now we have a situation that death is controlling. Those that died, they are under the domain of death, which is the impurity, the snake, the Yetzer Hara, the Tracha, and so on and so forth. And this is the real war. The real war is not the physical war. Like I said in the beginning of what's happening, the real war is the spiritual war. And what we see in the physical dimension is just a manifestation that is something of some much bigger war that is taking place in the spiritual dimensions. And the end of this war of the spiritual dimensions is that the Kedusha expands and pushes out all the impurity. And then when there's no impurity, when there's no death, so the result is that also those that already passed away will be resurrected. Now, we have to take that concept and use that to strengthen ourselves. Because I see many people around, many people are telling me that they have great difficulty now with all what's happening, that it's bringing them depression and all kinds of thoughts, or doubts and confusions and so on. And the answer is that itself is the war. The war doesn't have to be coming physically to the doorstep of anyone. The fact that there is so many people that are going through so many difficulties, depression, anxiety, and so on and so forth, that itself is another manifestation of the same principle, the same war. So when we are going against that tendency of falling into the depressions and confusions and all of those different things, and we fight that, we are strengthening our faith, we are connecting ourselves, reconnecting ourselves to Hashem again and again. Every time we feel lost, we are searching for a new connection. And every time we feel depressed, so we're looking for something that we see that Hashem did for us to strengthen ourselves in the fact that Hashem is with us and He didn't leave us. And this process is itself fighting the spiritual war that, again, the manifestation of that is all what we see around us in the physical dimension. So as much as we are fighting the inner war that we have within us with all of those powers and armies of the Yetzer Hara that is trying to push us around into all kinds of dark corners within ourselves, within our inner space. And we have to learn how to bring the light of Hashem, Or Ein Sof, into those dark places and to illuminate them, that there will not be dark spaces within ourselves. We need to fill ourselves with the light of Hashem to the point that there's no death anymore within ourselves. And as much as we're doing it within our microcosmos, so that is taking an effect and is helping for the big picture, the macrocosmos, that Hashem is pushing away the darkness and the death and all of the wars. That's what can bring us into the inner, internal peace and for the world peace, that everybody will recognize the kingdom of Hashem. And this is what we are really waiting for. So I will finish with these words of comfort and a blessing, B'ezrat Hashem, for all of us to find all the time to find new tricks, all kinds of spiritual technologies to fight those wars that we have within us. All the time to pray to Hashem, every time to find a new way, how you can make something new with your connection to Hashem, learn something in a time that you didn't used to learn, and find something to pray for someone else, or something that you didn't pray for so far about. And all of those things, every time you're finding something new, you're bringing the light of Hashem to that new place that was not illuminated until now. And this is what we have to do. So, B'ezrat Hashem, I bless everybody, myself included, all the people that are listening and the whole world, B'ezrat Hashem, that Hashem will help us to bring that light and fill all of those empty spaces within us, that everything will be just full of light of Hashem, and to push away all of the darkness and to have the totally victory of Hashem. The victory is not the victory of the army, the victory of a certain politician, a certain group, a certain agenda. No, the victory that we need to pray for is the victory of Hashem. And that means that Hashem will be revealed, the kingdom of Hashem will be revealed, and everybody will recognize that all of the power of Am Yisrael, all of the power of human beings, all of the power that there is in the world, everything is coming only from Hashem, and there's nothing but Hashem. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen v'Amen. Shabbat Shalom u'Vorach.